Today, I'm going to be sharing a story. One of those stories that will never make it to your About Me page. And if you put it on Instagram, paint a picture, you put it on Instagram, Facebook Marketplace, spray paint, DIY trailer, it will probably damage your reputation. I am talking about the story behind the glory. All right, friends. Welcome to Business of Homestaging. If we haven't met, my name is Joke, and today I'm going to be sharing the story of my humble beginning, the story behind the glory. 7 years ago, when I said yes to this crazy industry of homestaging. If you're not familiar with my story, I used to be a lead agent at Redfin before I went into the homestaging business. Not minding that I have a degree in business, not minding that I had experience in real estate. I was a certified homestager. I still had no idea what I was doing because the theory is so different from when you actually get in the trenches. Anyway, so I was very excited. My very first project, somebody paid me money to go and stage a house. Holy hell, like I have arrived. But then there's like, what do I do now? Where do I find the stuff? So I started scouting around, found this real hardwood table, dining table on Facebook Marketplace. It's West Elm. Until today, 7 years later, it is still in my inventory and it's still one of my favorite. If you invest in good stuff, like just find the real things, they will pay you again and again and again. So I got spray paint, I buffed it, I stained it, I did all the things. And it was like new. And today it's still kind of like new. You could never tell. Anyway, and then I realized, gosh, I needed a mover. So I went on TaskRabbit. I did what any well-meaning stager would do, right? Went on TaskRabbit, booked somebody. It was an inordinate amount of money, right? But I was just like, I had no idea what questions to ask. I didn't know what a box truck was. I didn't know how many inches it is and how big, what can it take, blah, 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 blah. I just told him what I was transporting, and it was partially some of the things because I was renting some stuff from a furniture rental company. And then I had my dining table, I had a couple of maybe accent chairs and some decor pillows. So, I mean, whatever, I just told him this is what I'm carrying and I'm trusting him to bring the right truck, right? But this guy rolled up to my driveway and it was a DIY shaky trailer. I kid you, it was like even dirty. It was very embarrassing, but it was also last minute. What is a girl to do? I had no contingency plan. I had no plan B. So I just rolled with it. And I was praying like, okay, I hope nobody sees this thing, especially my clients. Like they're not there when we arrive to see my hot mess, right? But of course they were there. We tell them not to be there. So they saw that. It took me 3 full days of going and coming these several seasons. And what I learned in that process was, apart from asking the right question about the moving truck, which I had no idea what I was getting, the other thing was that you use so much more decor and accessories than you ever thought you could, because an empty home, completely empty and bringing everything, by the time you set the furniture, all you see are bare walls, bare surfaces. So it needed a lot of layers and things. After a full day of staging, my eyes are heavy, I can't even see straight. Then I take pictures and I realize, oh my gosh, I need maybe a blanket there, or maybe a lamp in there, or maybe something on that surface. And I kept going and coming. Home Goods, Target, my SUV was packed full. Sometimes multiple trips to bring stuff in my van because I had no money left to pay a mover. I had already paid way too much. Lo and behold, this house actually made it to the pages of a magazine. It was a fluke because it hasn't happened since then. For a homestaging article that was written in Window Fashion magazine, March 9th, 2019 edition. I had no team, I had no moving truck, no warehouse, no inventory, no furniture, nothing except for my burning passion. That I quickly realized that I did not charge enough for my work. I was very happy to do it and make it look its best. I spent more money than I was paid just to make things happen, and I did. And might I add that I was fortunate to have a very kind client for my first client that ended up giving me a tip that involved his mother's fur coat. That's a story for another day. And so I got a glowing review. It wasn't the first review, but it was a very long story of how we spent 3 days together with him and his 2 dogs. I was in a house with 2 dogs. Never mind that I am scared out of my pants of dogs. The things you do, a newbie, the things that you allow, there's always a once upon a time. So if you're listening to somebody's story and they're telling you, I don't allow this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, where are you in your business? Is it comparable to where they are to be able to call those shots? Yes. You can learn from somebody else's experience, but be kind to yourself as well. And remember that we all start from somewhere. That day changed me in so many ways. I was fulfilled, I was humbled, and I realized that I didn't need to have everything figured out. And I didn't need a lot of money. I just needed to be willing to do what it took. I was willing to roll up my sleeves. I was willing to give it a shot. I was willing to make a difference. Because that house, not only did it make it to the pages of a magazine, which was a pride and joy, it was also a connection that I made that I still have till today, because the house was an estate sale and Bo has become one of my favorite people till today. Every business has a version of this story, and if you're just starting, give yourself some grace. And if you find someone who is also going through it, give them some grace, because we all start from somewhere. Now, I would not hesitate to walk a client off-site. Even if it's your house, if you want me to stage it, you need to leave so I can actually focus my creative energy and get it done quickly. But back then, I didn't even know I could do that. So give yourself some grace. We all start from somewhere. Everybody has a beginning story. That spray painted table, the DIY trailer, they were all part of the story that helped me make 6 figures in my first year. If you're in your spray paint, Facebook Marketplace, DIY trailer era, keep going. I see you. If you're still bootstrapping, borrowing furniture, renting furniture, picking furniture on the sidewalk, you've got this. Even if you're still Googling, how do I price my services? How do I do this? How do I do that? It's part of the story. This is how it starts. Messy, scrappy, but it is brave. And it is a start. And the only way you're going to discover what is possible is by starting. Even messy is starting. One day, somebody's going to look at your polished brand and they will never know the story behind the glory, but you will know. And that is what makes it all worth the glory. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever had any "this can't be happening" moment, or "holy hell, what do I do"? I want to hear all about it. And if you're currently building something out of nothing, leave a comment and share this episode with another stager that is bootstrapping it or is afraid to start. I want to hear all the stories. You're not alone. You're not behind or late. You're just in your spray paint era. It is a beautiful start, and it can only get better only if you start and keep going. Hey, before you leave, please share, like, and subscribe. And if I can help get you to your next level, reach out to me on businessofhomestaging.com, where I offer one-on-one coaching and group coaching. All right, my friends, thank you for watching. Until next time.